Myers Metal Detectors, located in sunny Tampa, Florida, where we sell nothing but fun and adventures, treasure hunting gear, and anything you can imagine for metal detecting. Give us a call, 813-237-1939. Happy hunting and dig deeper.
Live from sunny Florida, it's Treasure Talk. Live from Treasure Island, it's Monday night. Where have I heard that before? That's many months and years ago when that was on there. Anyway, so let's bring on my co-host. This is not Phil.
That's right, not Phil. Good evening, everyone.
Phil had a family emergency and couldn't be with us tonight. So I am coming at you live from the beach on Treasure Island. And Liz was kind enough to sit in and be not Phil for tonight. So we're going to do things, kind of like what we usually do. And, all the opinions of the guests and not Phil's and everybody else is not necessarily the opinion of Treasure Talk, Phil Myers, Jeff Monin, Jocelyn Myers. And the purpose of Treasure Talk is to educate all our members in a fun and informative manner, and we're going to do our best to do that tonight. We got a really cool guest tonight and a really, really cool prize that we're going to give away. Now, you just never know what time during the show we're going to give that away. And I'm going to try something a little different tonight just to see how it works, is I may pop a link in the chat and about after another 25, 30 minutes or so. So if you've got a question for our guest, you hit that link and you come on camera for just a few minutes. Ask your question, boom, you'll be gone, and then our guest can answer your question. So we're going to try that and see how it works. It may work, it may not work at all. So,
we'll see.
If you've ever got any questions, put them in the chat. I've got every group. I've got all the YouTube, and I've got all the Facebook groups. So we'll just see what we see. So, hello, Miss Canuck.
Hello, Jeff.
So what's going on up in Canada?
Not too much. Kind of rainy today. Great rainy, dreary day.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It was nice today. I spent about 6 hours about neck deep in the Gulf of Mexico.
Fantastic. And did you find anything? That's the question.
Well, I found a bunch of junk jewelry, about $5 or $6 in clad.
That's not bad.
Yesterday, found a tungsten ring, and just so happens guy comes up and he said, if you find a tungsten ring, my brother-in-law lost one. So I kind of so and then he says, there was a guy out here the other day, yesterday, when he lost it, and he didn't want to do anything with it. And I said, well, you know what, a tungsten ring is no good to me.
Yeah. So
then his friends or whatever came up and they said, he lost it here yesterday. So I reached in my pouch and pulled it out. They went, oh my God. Because it was a big one. I mean, it was one of those biggies,
Yeah.
I mean, the guy had to have sausage fingers. And I said, was he a large person? She goes, yeah, he's pretty big. I said, this might be it.
There you go.
And
there you go.
Turned out it was. So
fantastic.
He so I say, I'm neck deep in the Gulf of Mexico. So Roy Goodall comes up and was talking smack. He said that would have only been 3 foot. Yes.
Well,
it only been 3 foot.
It's all relative.
It's all relative. That's right. So let's get right into it tonight with our guest. You've seen them before. They've got a fantastic hunt coming up in just a couple of weeks. And we're going to talk some about that, but we're going to talk mostly about the event coming up in March, which is where we're going to give away a ticket to Digstock 2023 in North Carolina. And here is the organizer and the man from Digstock Events, Pete Soro. Let's welcome Pete.
Hey, Pete. Hey, everybody. How you guys
Pete.
doing?
We're doing good. We're doing good.
Awesome.
So,
I'm glad to be here. Thanks so much for having me on again.
well, you guys put on some really, really good events. I've talked to. There was a young man that last time you were on, he won the ticket. Practical Ken was,
Yes. Yep.
and he just had an absolute blast.
Yep. I got to meet Ken at the hunt. He's a really great guy. We
He's
got a lot of I really enjoy that's one of my favorite things is getting to meet all the awesome diggers from all across the country. And actually we have quite a few from Canada that pop in these days. So I enjoy that too. Because I live on the border of Canada. So I'm happy to have my northern neighbors join us as well.
Right on.
Yeah. It's too bad. I don't know what's happening with the border crossings up there, Liz.
I don't know.
They
There's
relaxing them a little bit.
there's some talk that they might be ending the mandates. There's some political stuff going on. So who knows?
Yeah, it'd be nice, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it'd be very nice.
You guys get out and do a little traveling then.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
maybe, you never know. Maybe you'll come to Digstock in March.
You never know.
I know I'm going. I got my ticket.
You're always welcome, Liz.
Thank you, Pete. Thank
So
you.
we're gonna try. I don't know where we would do it. From the hunt itself, we can't really do a special show because we're going to be out in the middle of a field. What about the meet and greet areas? They're going to be.
We typically our meet and greet areas are typically right at the hunt site. So we do we try to put everything. It kind of gives people a sense of where everything is. Just get everybody on site to find their way there. So the next morning you're not struggling to make your way out to the field. So we try to do the meet and greet right on site. We think it makes it a little bit more convenient for us to instead of having to rent another site to bring everybody to and. It's just a lot easier to just do it on site. So we get all the equipment and everything we need and do it right from there.
Well, that's a smart move, I think.
Mm-hmm.
That's people can become accustomed, and if you're explaining rules that you can't go in this field or that field, you can kind of point which direction because a lot of people, including myself, are mappily challenged. So. It's coming up. You got the big one, another one coming up in October, I think.
Yep. So Digstock 4 is it's in upstate New York. So it's a couple of miles from the one that we did in Chazy. I say a couple of miles. It's more than that. It's kind of a secret place. We don't usually give out the locations until a couple of days before the event. We do that for a couple of reasons. One being we've had looters before, and two, it's not, most times we have a certain timed lease with the farmers, so it's a certain amount of days or time before the event that we can even go out there to set up, and just for the privacy of the people that live there and the farmers themselves. So it's going to be great. We're really excited about it. We have 4,400 acres of farm fields, forests, streams. It's great. Lots of history there. There's going to be some great finds made, I'm sure. I'm really excited for it.
Yeah, it sounds like a really, really good time. I'm looking forward to 2023. We got a question from Dirty Paws Detecting, which is Mike and Trish Mayo, wants to know, is it a seeded or a natural hunt?
It's a fully natural hunt. So, well, we say fully natural. We do put a couple of prize tokens out in the fields and places that we think will be, hot spots or hit. Typically we don't seed anything out there unless we announce that there's a seeded portion. So for this hunt in the fall, it is a fully natural hunt, except for the few small tokens that we happen to throw out there. And this year, just because it's falling just before Halloween, we kind of have a spooky theme. It's really neat. We think it's kind of adds a little bit of a different dimension to the hunt. We found some metal spiders off eBay. we painted them, and we're gonna put them on certain sites, and if people find them, they'll win a prize. So
that's all right.
Now I know in North Carolina there's a seeded night hunt, isn't it? In 2023?
Yep. So that's something we've never done before. There's going to be a $10,000 seated night hunt. We're still working on all the ins and outs on how it's gonna go down. But we just had our shareholder meeting last weekend in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. So we just talked about that hunt, trying to get everything ready for that one, where we are concentrated on 4, but as soon as that one's over, we're going to go full bore on the Digstock 5. So yeah, we do have a seated hunt. It's going to be at night. It's going to be fun. Glow sticks, I imagine, are going to be a part of it. And there's going to be a bunch of different fun things that we do. There's going to be a lot of prizes and relics and stuff to be found out there. And it's definitely going to be a different experience for us as well as anybody that's got a ticket in.
Well, it should be a good time, a really good time. It'd be fun. It's going to be like a bunch of fireflies out there.
It's gonna be interesting. It's something we've never tried before, but we've heard of other events doing it, and we've had some encouragement from some of the manufacturers that they think it's a neat idea. It's not for everybody, I'm sure. It'll be, but I think we're gonna have a blast.
Well, I think it'll be great.
Mhm.
A lot of people I know, Mike Mayo, he's a famous nighthawk down here on the coast, and he says, "Oh, good, seated night hunt. That's for him." He sleeps all through the day. He's out there at night.
I see somebody posted a Mark Fiorella. I see he said, "What do you show for military discount?" So we are offering a military and first responders discount for the big event. So if you're retired or anything, military, EMS, veterans, if you're active duty, perfect. That's great by us. We're so happy we appreciate your service. Happy you'll be joining us, and to give it a little appreciation for that, we do offer that discount. So all you need to do is take a photo of your DD-214 if you are a veteran, or a copy of your ID, of a credential, and send it over to info@digstockevents.com. And we'll get you all set up with a special code. And once you go to purchase your ticket, that will drop the price for you.
That's good, because I got my ticket. And I sent my VA ID card in. So.
And you got your special discount then?
I did.
Awesome.
There you go.
All you guys out there, that if you're veterans, and ladies, if you're a veteran, you're a first responder, whatever, it's their way of just showing appreciation. So get your discount.
Yeah, we also do and we do really appreciate all those folks. We also do a special veteran charity that we do every year. There's a gentleman named Bobby Ricketts that makes a custom knife, usually dating to like the period of whatever the hunt site is in, and so he creates this unique item. He's a blacksmith, and he raffles it off, and we donate all the money from that item to the Wounded Warrior Project. So that's something that we do at every event. Bobby's been with us almost since the very beginning, if not the beginning, and has done that for every hunt, and we're more than happy to partner with him and support such a great cause.
Yeah, that's a really fine thing that you're doing for that. More people need to kind of get involved in that. So what's the history of the one coming up? I mean, the history of the where the hunt is and stuff. What people have to look forward to.
So there was, I can't give too much away, but I can say that the history dates from the 1770s, 1780s, up until about the early 1900s. At one time, there was a religious community in the area. It was a very populated area. Today, there's very few homes that still exist on the property, but there's a lot of history to be found out there. I think a lot of it's undocumented too. Our first maps up here that showed any homes were the 1850s at some point. And so I have a hand-drawn map given to me by a family member that shows many of the 1700s homes.
Oh,
but
cool.
You won't find that out on the interwebs. So, but there's a lot of history. It's a very old town that it's taking place in, and we're close to the lake. We're close to some rivers and streams. There was some railroad tracks that may have gone through part of it. We're excited. We think it's going to be really great. We've got some really awesome farmers that have been that are going to take care of us, and they're going to do their best to get everything off the fields by that weekend, and it's going to be good.
Yeah, it will be.
Mm-hmm. So that event, you're sold out, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
The New York event we sold out. Boy, it had to be well over a month ago now. But we have a waiting list now, and we have folks that can make it for one reason or another, and so we try to get people. If they missed out, we at least have a list. I think now it's over 50 people. Wow. We got a couple of cancellations, and we'll put people in as they are on the list. Mm-hmm. It's getting to the point where we don't have to. We'll sell out usually a month or more before the event starts, and we'll have quite a few people who regret missing out, and they'll get on that list. So,
mm-hmm. Or get their tickets for the one in North Carolina.
Yeah, for sure. That's the one you don't want to miss. I can tell you that one's going to be
epic.
Yeah, something it's on a scale that I don't think anyone else has ever seen here in the United States as far as what metal detecting events are and what they can be. We've always wanted to be a little bit different. We kind of, look at like Detectival in the UK and see how that's run. I mean, that's a fantastic event. I've been there several times, and they put on a heck of an event. And, we came together as a group, myself and my partners, Matt Jones, David Lofgren, and Thomas Barnes, and thought, how can we put something like that on in here in the United States? And that's what we're trying to achieve.
Well, I think you're doing it. And it's going to be extra special because I'm going to be there with the Mumbles man. I mean, that's got to make anything special, right?
It's worth the price of admission alone.
That's it. You never can tell. So, how much can you divulge about North Carolina?
About the same. It's approximately 7,000 plus acres. It's the biggest property that we've ever got on. Several hundred home sites. Dates back to colonial days, even older than the site in New York. And there's a possibility of Civil War items or Revolutionary War items. It's just got so much history. So many people have traveled through the property over the years, and we basically, our hunts have always kind of leaned towards being open to all the hobbies you dig. That's our tagline. All the hobbies you dig. So, we've included things like magnet fishing. There's like a bunch of streams and rivers along this property and inside this property where you can actually magnet fish. You're welcome to come if you're a bottle digger. If you get on some of those old home sites and you want to dig a pit for the weekend or something, have at it. You're more than welcome to. We have there's a bunch of Native American sites on site. So the possibility of arrowheads and some really great, unique Native American artifacts is really high. There's an open quarry on site if somebody wants to dig rocks or fossils. So it's a really, really unique site. We chose it for all the different things that it provided. And and this year we've got our friends from the GPAA, which is the Gold Prospectors Association of America. They're actually coming from out west to our event, and they're going to do gold panning on site. We've got so many crazy things for this one, but I think people are really going to enjoy it, the variety and things that you can do while you're there. So we're looking forward to it.
Well, yeah, that's really a good idea, I think, because, not everybody is a metal detectorist,
Correct.
And this gives them something that they can attend because there's a lot of, there's not a lot, but there's quite a few metal detecting hunts, but really never nothing where you can magnet fish or bottle dig or arrowhead hunt or whatever at a major hunt. So that's really a good idea.
Yeah, we've always, we started out as a metal detecting event because our 4 partners, that's one of their favorite. We're all detectorists. So, but Matt and Thomas both are what I call multi-treasure hunters. So they do diving, they do fossils, they do Native American, they do bottles, Civil War. They have a wide variety of interests, and our intention was to do our best to cater to as many hobbies as possible. If it gets us outside and we're finding history or just enjoying the outdoors, that was really what we wanted to bring about in our events. And so this gives us the widest audience. So it's not just metal detecting. Now we're supported by all the major manufacturers, which is one thing that we can say with pretty fair confidence that we are not every event has full manufacturer sponsorship. And I can tell you that we certainly do. They will be on site in full force with a team of people showing you their new machines, having test beds, tips and tricks. They'll have their special guests. There's certain people that you've ever wanted to see from YouTube or whatever. A lot of those folks will show up at this event and just have themselves a good time. And you'll get to meet a lot of those folks and maybe hopefully learn something new or try something new. And that's what we really enjoy, is the camaraderie and the friendliness of this community, and not just this community, but all the kind of communities that we cater to, just coming together for one big hunt. And we think that's great.
Well, yeah. And, talking with Practical Ken after he attended the hunt last year, he said that the thing that he enjoyed the most was making all the friends.
That's always my favorite. I like meeting everybody from all over the country. People I've talked to for years online or in Facebook or TreasureNet or any of those places that you've never got to meet before, and to finally meet them and talk to them and really get to know them. It's really a pleasure.
Yeah, it would be very much so. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah,
it's going to be a lot of fun. So we are giving away tonight a hot item. They are giving away a ticket to Digstock 2023.
Yep.
So I think I'm going to do that right now.
There you go.
We're
ready
about it. And so this is how it works. They have been kind enough to donate a ticket, and it's an all-inclusive ticket, correct, Pete?
Yep. So it gets you to everything. Once you buy a ticket, you're in for everything. So we have a pre-hunt meeting on a Thursday evening, and then basically we have a cornhole tournament. We've got live music entertainment that evening. We've got gold panning from GPAA. We'll have our special guests there. We go over the rules and regulations of the hunt that evening. We do the seated hunt that night. That's all included in your ticket. So once you buy one, you're in for the whole hunt. And then once Friday morning comes up, we do a quick refresher in the morning just for anybody that wasn't able to make the night before. And then we send everybody out. And so for 3 days, you get to dig to your heart's content. And I can tell you by the second day, you're going to be pretty darn tired, because I know I am.
Yeah.
And I'm not even hunting.
Yeah, well, there's a stress level, for the organizers, that people don't realize, but there is a definite stress level.
We're always the first ones up and the last ones to go to bed.
Yep, and you're zipping the whole time. So
Exactly.
how it works for this drawing is I've already got the names, and you had to enter on YouTube or Facebook, and you had to use a phrase, I want to dig at Digstock. So I have drawn those names, and being as how we have no Phil tonight, you don't worry about his number. On the bottom of the screen, after I call the name, you'll have 3 minutes. You can either text or Facebook Messenger to me at my number right down there with your name and you are here. And then what you must do, and I will put that up as well, is you must send an email to treasuretalkshow@gmail.com, and we'll get that to you. And let me put the other one back up, and that way you'll get your prize.
Oh, that's the wrong one.
I got too many of them going here. Let's see, maybe this one.
There
That's
you go.
the one.
Right
So I'm going to tell you now. I'm going to draw the name, and you'll have 3 minutes to get up with me with your name and that you are here. So, Kathy Bacorn, if you are here watching, you won a ticket to Digstock 2023. You got 3 minutes.
Get in.
So at 7:29, I'm going to go on to the next name if you haven't texted or messengered me at my number on the bottom of the screen. So it's a great, great prize. So
Heck of a prize.
great prize.
So, has anybody got any questions? I'm looking at the chat here. So, if you've got questions, feel free to ask them. I'm more than happy to answer anything I can. Obviously, we can't give away too much about the site, but I can give you anything else.
That's right. Well, Metal Detecting North Carolina says he went to the first North Carolina Digstock. Mr. Soro was the hardest working guy there. See, you are now elevated to Mr.
There you go. There
I
you
appreciate that. It's a team thing, though. We all may not see us all or all at the same time, but behind the scenes, there's the 4 of us really working hard to make these events what they are, and then we have a team of friends and family that show up at every event and do just work harder than probably us, that day and that weekend. So we really appreciate all of their hard work too. And we have some special people that come to every event, and literally we've got them working for us now too. So it's a pleasure to always do these events. It's a lot of hard work. It doesn't come easy. We literally have a meeting this is the first Monday night that I haven't had a meeting in about 2 months. So every week we come together and we talk about what's going on and where everything is. And the closer to the event, the more meetings we have, just to make sure we got all of our ducks in a row, and we go from there. But it's a lot of work. We all work full-time jobs, and we do this on the side. So this is like having another full-time job.
Easily. There's a tremendous amount of work.
Mm-hmm.
People don't realize what goes into these. I mean, you've got all the insurance you got to get figured out, and and finding the properties and talking with the landowners and this kind of stuff. And they've got some bizarre questions, I'm sure, as they probably should.
Yeah,
we've had up places.
Yeah, we've had some interesting conversations. It's that's the hardest part, is finding a great property that we think people are going to find stuff on and enjoy themselves, and we base the size of the event or the amount of people that we go. So like you'll notice some events are smaller than others. We do that on purpose. We do that so we can we don't want to oversaturate an area, but we also want to make sure that as many people as possible find something. So that's why even if you don't, we like to say that it's not just a hunt, it's an experience, so
definitely.
You don't just come, you may not come across the Holy Grail, but I can almost guarantee you one thing: you're going to go and you're going to have yourself a dang good time, whether that's on the fields or out with your friends or meeting all these new people. We try to bring that experience to everybody and hope that they enjoy it. We can't please everyone. Every event we have people who said, I didn't find anything, but most of them at the end of the day will say, but you know what? I had a dang good time.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, Pete, for both events, children under 12 are free, correct?
Yes, they are. Yes. So so with a paid adult, 12 and under are free. So what we do is, so all we ask for that is if you'd like to bring your kid with you, just make sure that you email us, info@digstockevents.com, and we'll actually send you over just a liability waiver over, and they're welcome to come with their detector and walk the whole site and enjoy all the sights and sounds of Digstock with you.
Wow. That's pretty cool.
Yes, it is. We have our winner. She texted. So now, Kathy Bacorn, what you need to do is send to receive your ticket, you will send an email to treasuretalkshow@gmail.com, name, address, and phone number. And that's all the information you need, correct, Pete?
And an email address.
And an email address.
Yep.
Send it to me at treasuretalkshow@gmail.com. I will get it to Pete, and they will get your ticket out to you, and you are going to have a great time. You just
Awesome.
won a killer prize.
Congratulations.
Let's
Heck
see.
of a
We've had
prize.
a couple questions here. Robert Ridgway would like to know, how long have you been putting these events together, and what motivated you to do these things?
We officially started in 2020, and our first event was supposed to be in fall of 2020. Obviously, plans changed, but we gave that, we actually made that a goal of ours to improve our first event, and so we just took the extra time. All of us being kind of cooped up in our own homes and whatnot, we were still able to make some really great plans for the first event. So our first official event was in spring of 2021, and we called it Digstock Mini. We had 275 guests from 42 different states and Canada, one province from Canada, British Columbia, and so we were really just really relieved and excited to be able to put on such a thing in those times, and it turned out amazing. The motivation for doing it actually evolved from most of us in the group going to these hunts. We'd been to many seated hunts and natural hunts in the past. And like I said, I had been to Detectival more than once. And I really thought, man, there's nothing really like that here in the United States. You know, what would it be like if somebody put on one of these events here? And so obviously we don't have thousands of years of history like England does. So we tried to come up with an idea how to create the same kind of feel, but put our own spin on it. So Digstock Events was born, and we started holding these hunts. And one thing we really like to do is ask our participants, what do you like about the hunt? What don't you like about the hunt? What would you like to see different? And we really take that the input, and we use it. And we, some people's like, oh, they probably don't even listen, but we do. We really do. We take all the ideas that you guys give us, we write them down, we bring them all back to our meetings, and we go about and we say, okay, can we do this? Oh no, maybe that doesn't work, but we'll try it some other way. So that's one of the things I really like, and I think a lot of our folks like, is the fact that they can give a suggestion, and we'll really actually think about putting that into our events. So you guys are just like us. We had all these ideas to begin with, but now we like taking the ideas from you guys and saying, hey, you tell us what you like. So a lot of the things you see today were customer suggestions or participant suggestions. So, I mean, we have this one really great feature that everybody loves, and it came about by, I think, kind of like a happy accident. One of the guys that was there created a interactive Google map for his own personal use. We love this.
I don't know, but I found these results.
Oh my goodness, my Google's talking to me. No, but anyways, we had this interactive map that he had created, and we thought we really loved the idea, and so now we incorporate that into every event. We actually send you a link in your email a couple of days before the event, and you know what we do? We give everybody the same advantage. We put every piece of information that we have on that map. So you literally can click on a home site, and it'll tell you how many minutes it's going to take you to walk there. So we use all the maps from the 1700s on up. We use LiDAR. We use just about everything we can at our fingertips to create an interactive map that you can pull up right on your phone and walk to the sites. So we give everybody, if you've been doing it for 30 years, you may not appreciate it. But if you've been doing it for a couple of months or even a year or two, we do the research for you. So we do it, for a couple of reasons. Number one, it's really convenient. Number two, if you're like, man, I don't know how to get back to the main tent site, you just click on it, you can literally get driving directions right back to that. We also put parking areas, porta potty sites, any hot spots or anything that we've noticed, like American artifacts have been, strewn across the site or something.
Wow.
Where the rock quarry is, magnet fishing spots, all of that information will be provided on the maps, and we send those out a couple days before the event, and that's how we do it. That's one of our favorite things that everybody comes and says, "Man, I've never been to a hunt like that before."
Yeah.
All
Well,
that information.
it's brilliant, a brilliant idea.
So someone who isn't maybe well versed in doing the research of the property, you've already got where hotspots are, where places they might want to try. That's
we
pretty.
do.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, we like the fact that we try to be more inclusive than exclusive. I've been to a couple of hunts where you get on a list and then you hopefully get in, and maybe it's at the discretion of the organizers or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't want to be that way. We wanted to give everybody a fair chance to get on a great property, have a good time, and this kind of helps that. I mean, you may not be the first person to get to that site, but it gives you a bunch of options of places to go, and it's a mad rush the first day for everyone to get out on that first one. But I'll tell you the secret: it's the second day. That's when all the good stuff comes out.
Yeah.
You get all the people on there the first one, they're rushing. They want to get to that first site
true.
and get on to the next one. I'd say most times the second day is the best hunting day. Get back to those popular sites the second day.
Yeah, because you never know how people got their detectors set up.
Exactly.
They're discriminating out this, that, and everything, and I know what that signal is. Well, you don't necessarily know what the signal is, But this Google map sounds really good because a lot of times, you go to a hunt and you'll get a map and it say, well, this field H way over this way. But then you go over there and there's 3 or 4 fields, so you don't know if you're on field H or not.
So we're really good about doing that. We'll have boundaries. We'll have marker flags on properties that are adjacent, so you'll know where the boundary is. Including on the Google Maps, you'll see we'll have the whole site outlined with a boundary. There will be sites that are outlined in red. Basically, that says that's a no-go. Don't go in that area. It's either not our property or it's a private home or something. But for the most part, we do a really good job of making sure that everybody knows where they're supposed to be and where they're not supposed to be. And we are constantly out in the fields. Anybody that's ever been to a hunt, they'll attest to the fact that we are omnipresent. We're all over the place. There's usually one of us back at headquarters, and then the other 3 are driving around, just talking to people, giving out prizes. We get thousands and thousands of dollars of giveaways that we just go out. We throw them in the back of what we call the swaggin' wagon, and we just throw it back there, and we make our way around the fields. Are you finding anything? No. Well, here you go. Here's a prize.
You just found this. Yeah.
So we love doing that. We love hearing from the folks out in the field. We get as many pictures as we can of items, just of groups of people together. That's one of my favorite parts of the hunt is the interactions that we have out there.
Oh, that'd be great. Now, Robert Ridgway also wants to know, how did you decide on the name Digstock?
That was just sheer luck, to be honest with you. My first partners, Dave Lofgren, we were having a beer one night, and as all good stories go, and we came across, we were coming up with some very absurd names that just didn't. We'd say it and we'd laugh about it, and then it never really stuck. And his wife was there as well, so we're trying to get her input. And and I just wrote Digstock. I was like, we could be the Woodstock of metal detecting.
Perfect.
And where they brought all those people from all over the country to a little field in the middle of New York and do a concert. I was like, why can't we do that? But for metal detecting. And so, and that evolved into all the hobbies you dig. So we started incorporating all the different facets of the world that kind of incorporates metal detecting and outdoor activities and history. And so, that's basically where it came from.
We got a question from John David, and matter of fact, he's a good friend of mine. He's a brother from another mother that we started the Blue Spade Society for. He wants to know, can you use a mobility scooter if you're handicapped?
So we have designated areas. So we've had this question come up actually quite recently. If you have a mobility scooter, all we ask is that you park in the designated areas, but if there's path between the fields, you're welcome to use that to get to the different areas. It's not the best terrain to have a mobility scooter in the fields. I just don't think you'll be able to get around that well. But we do our best to accommodate our guests in any way that we can. So if you have any questions or something like that you're kind of curious if we do that or not, just feel free to shoot us an email over at info@digstockevents.com. We'd be more than happy to answer your questions and see if we can help accommodate you once you're there.
Well, that'd be great. That would be very, very good. So I was just kind of curious when you said you thought of Woodstock. You're a little young to be knowing about Woodstock, Pete.
Well, come on. I mean, we can all enjoy and appreciate the music that was
That's right.
That day or sang
That's
that
right.
day.
I was going to say, hey, he must have seen a video. Yes, indeed. So it sounds like you've got all the bases covered.
Yeah, so if anybody's interested, we have a Facebook page called Digstock Talk. It's right on Facebook. We also have a Instagram page, and we have YouTube and TikTok. We're all over the place. We've got some great content coming out there. We usually put a lot of information out there. We'll announce new hunts. Get on our email list if you really want to know what's going on. We'll shoot out emails. Quite often just kind of giving updates on different things. If you buy a ticket, we send everybody an email after all the tickets are sold out, basically telling you the next steps. We do a lot of different things that we've never seen before. Like, we have a really good website. So if you've never been to our website, feel free to check it out. We've got photos from past events, information about past events. We literally go down to the information that's really helpful. So, I've been to places in the past where people are like, well, where do I stay? Or, how do I get there? Or anything like that. And it's been sometimes very hard to get that information. So we wanted to make this as easy as possible. So we provide all that information right on our website. So if you're interested in an event, you click on the event name, it'll say the event, and then it'll say the property. So the event, click on that, it'll give you all the details about that specific event. Then if you click on the property, it'll tell you a brief history of the property. And then we have tickets and we have merchandise for that event, but we've also kind of thought into that too. If you purchase a ticket now, you're actually able to put your t-shirt, your special limited edition event t-shirt right on your ticket. Literally, you can buy both at the same time. It's all included right in the price. And we've done that for ease of use. We've also got our liability waiver right there. You sign it before you purchase the ticket. So you don't have to bring a paper waiver or worry about forgetting that or anything like that. We've tried to make it as easy as possible. Then once you roll down the line a little bit, there's where to stay. We look for the closest hotels, campgrounds, and put that information right up there with phone numbers and addresses for everybody to check out. So a lot of times we will try our best to get some discounts at local hotels and stuff. Doesn't always work that way, but we try our best. And then sometimes we'll even put how to get here and, cool things to see in the area. So just depends on the site where we're located. But we have all that information up there. We also have information on the charities that we support. We have information on our sponsors. We've got so much up there. But anyways, any information you'd like to know about us and what we do, why we do it, can be found right up on our website. But Facebook Digstock Talk is a great place on Facebook. We encourage people to share their finds and talk about their experiences at our events. And, even if you've never been to an event, you just want to learn more about it, that's a great place to do so. Ask questions. So we just really have a great time out there. And if you've never been to one, feel free to ask anybody that has. I'm sure they'll be more than happy to give you some information about it. And same thing, ask us. We're always here to help.
We had a question, I forget who it was from, about camping. If you want to cover that a little bit.
So for this event, we don't have on-site camping. We found that most property owners are not really keen on it just because of the liabilities and stuff that come with it. Although we do have a liability waiver that we have everybody sign, we can't cover everything, and most property owners are not keen on that. So we have done it in the past. We've had one lucky landowner that allowed us to do that. People enjoyed it. I can tell you that the insurance for such a venture is very expensive as well. So we haven't completely ruled it out, but it's a much easier for us to do it offsite. Provide local KOAs, gives those guys some business, local state campgrounds, anything that we can to help the surrounding communities. We'll also do that. So we always use local businesses when we do our events. We also provide information about local businesses where these people that come to town can check out. So I'll tell you something. We did the one in New York, and the Small Business Association or something of the area. I think it was it was a Small Business Association or something. Did a study about like how much money they thought the event brought in on a weekend. It was over $500,000.
Wow,
So,
seriously?
to a
Wow.
community, just post COVID. So that's really, really, really
Wow, yeah.
awesome. That's something that really, that's one of our selling points when we're reaching out to landowners. Listen, we'll bring a lot of money to the area, and we'll really help you guys. I know it's only for a weekend, but we also enjoy making that connection to the communities we're in as well.
Well, a boost is a business boost, regardless if it's only a
That's
couple
for sure.
days or whatever.
That's for sure.
And I know something else that you're doing that really makes good sense to me is you're having a number of food trucks on site.
We do, yeah.
That's important.
Yeah,
It
so
is.
every event we do, we try to get local food trucks on site. It doesn't always, so like the event in New York, the gentleman that's providing food services is a food truck called the Dog Father, and he's actually the farmer's son, or son-in-law. So he's a super great guy. He actually was at the first New York event we did. He had amazing food. Everybody raved about it. He's going to be at the second one. He's bringing 2 food trucks, and he's going to be on site for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, basically, if you want it. Really great food, and we're really excited about that. And the one in March is going to be even bigger. It's going to have more opportunities for local food trucks to be there, just experience some of the local cuisine. There's going to be a vodka and a brewery, I think, on site for that one. So,
You're not going, Phil. Remember, not Phil.
Oh, so sorry.
We always say, enjoy it responsibly, but we do like to have something a little bit different that kind of brings a little bit of the European flavor, because they do that at Detectival, and it's kind of neat. And it's always nice that at the end of a day of hot detecting or something to come back. I personally would enjoy a nice cold beer to end the day, but it's not for everybody, and we understand that. So we try to give as many opportunities to enjoy something different and new at our events, and that happens to be one of them.
You just have a Modelo truck. That's
Once we go to Mexico, once we expand to the international, Digstock International.
But it does make sense, because a number of hunts I've been at, there's a lunch, but you may be way off in a field and really starting to get on some stuff, and you don't want to walk all the way back
to
have lunch. So with the food trucks there, you go in the morning, bing. You can get yourself some breakfast, and you can maybe buy a sandwich or something and take it with you out in the field. So it just makes really good sense to me.
Yeah, we try to, we always provide a list of things that we think people should bring. You're going to be out in the fields. It's a long day. Most of us detectorists know that, if you're going to be out and there's a lot of walking, even though we try to put parking areas as close to everything as we can, there's still a lot of walking. It's just a part of what we do. Honestly, I think some of the best stuff I've ever found is in a place where there was nothing on the map. So, we encourage people to get out and explore the corners and nooks and crannies of these properties. And we tell them to bring a backpack. I usually do it, to bring a day pack, plenty of water, a cell phone, not just for map purposes, but we provide an emergency number that you can call. We have EMTs and emergency personnel on site at all of our events, just in case. And snacks, we just tell them to just bring the general essentials, throw them in a backpack, bring it with you for the day, extra batteries for your pinpointer or whatever. And people generally have a great time. And so sometimes, depending on the hunt, we'll try and put little things in the middle. So like during the day towards lunchtime. So all of our giveaways we do the last day. right at lunchtime. So that way, if people just want to go in the morning and go detecting, they can have at it. And then if they want to come back for the prize drawings, we do that in the afternoon, just at lunchtime. We do all the prize drawings, and then everybody else can head back out to the fields and finish their day out detecting.
Now,
Yeah,
Pete, are you going to have facilities for people to,
Oh, of course, of course, yeah.
Okay.
No, you don't have to go in the fields. No, we're the woods. We do a very good job of making sure that all the needs are met. So that being
Wonderful.
one of them was porta potties.
Wonderful.
I've actually seen events in the past. Oh, I lost some light. Events in the past. I don't know if I can get more light. My light just shut off. But events in the past that we've been to where there's been one porta potty for 300 people. That's
Yeah, that doesn't work real good.
no, we don't do that. We certainly don't do that. We try to accommodate. We know we've done these in the past. We know what works, and we definitely put the main event site will have a large bank of them, and then different parking areas around the property will have one or two or three or whatever it may be. So.
Well, we had somebody just check in called Detecting the Shore. Asked the question, it is a natural hunt, right? But then you do have the night seated hunt, correct?
Oh, yes. Yeah. So for the big event, Digstock 2023 or Digstock 5, whichever one you want to call it, there is a seated hunt. So like I said, we have $10,000 put in the ground. That's silver dimes. There's detector prizes. There's gold nuggets. There's gold coins to win. I mean, we have got so many prizes to give away. I really don't. Sometimes we struggle to figure out how we're going to give them away, to be honest with you. But we do our very best to make however you win it interesting and fun and, different from anything you've seen before. And like I said, we take a lot of suggestions. So some of the things you'll see in our night hunt are things that people said they'd like to see. That was even a suggestion, the night hunt. So it's a small portion of what we do. People have asked us, are you ever going to do a full seated hunt? It's not our forte, but we're looking into it. So look to the future because there definitely could be something really fun on the horizon, probably within the next year or two, where we can make it an annual event that people come to in the same location every year to do like a giant seated hunt.
Well, that's good. Manufacturers love that.
They certainly do.
Because it gives them an opportunity at the same place every year, and
Yep.
they know there's targets there to show off their new detectors and that kind of stuff. So
yeah, we love our manufacturers. They've been very supportive of us. We can't say enough about how great they are. XP, Nocta, Mind Lab, Fisher, Bounty Hunter, Technetics. Did I miss anybody? Garrett. Oh my goodness, Garrett. They're all great. Every one of them has been so great to us. Many of the folks that we deal with, they've been to a lot of hunts, and we often get comments from our sponsors that we are some of the best, if not the best events they've ever seen run and been to as far as just the way that we run things. So people really enjoy that, and when our sponsors are happy, our participants are happy. And, it's just an all around great thing for all of us to enjoy. And we really love putting it on.
and it just makes it a lot easier to get the sponsors back for the next hunt too.
Yes.
It certainly does. It certainly does. Yep.
And get more participants, because everybody that I've talked to that has gone to a Digstock say, oh, you got to go.
Yeah.
And, we were talking about the first one, and then COVID hit. I was slated, the Mumbles Man and myself were going to go to the first one. And then it got canceled because of COVID.
Yeah.
We
thought it was bad luck. We thought it was bad luck. And then when 2021 hit and the event actually came and we had the best, I couldn't have asked better weather. It was in the 70s in October. The leaves were still beautiful. I mean, we had this great, huge, 40-foot by 160-foot tent overlooking Lake Champlain. Mm-hmm. I mean, it was incredible. And the feedback and the, just the support and everything that we got from that event, we said, oh my God, we did it. We just threw probably the best, metal detecting event that's ever happened in the United States. And we were really excited about that. And it's just driven us to always continue to be better and to keep improving, and really just taking a lot of those considerations that people give us into account and bringing that forth into a next event. So that's one of our favorite things. And we hope that people keep continuing to give us information so we can keep making these better. You guys are the reason we do it. We just enjoy it so much. We don't, sometimes it feels like we don't get to detect as often because we're doing this.
Trust me, I know.
Mhm.
I know.
We do. Don't feel bad. We get out plenty enough. But it certainly is it's a passion project, if anything.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I do 2 shows a week, and that's a lot of work getting everything done. A lot of people think you just turn the camera on and there you go. Well, Liz will testify that it don't work that way.
Yeah, we're lucky. We've got the 4 of us each have a designated role within the company. So I'm the marketing director. So most of the stuff you'll see on Facebook, any sort of ads you see on Instagram, Facebook, Google, that's all me. The website. Then Matt's our president. He's the guy behind info@digstockevents.com. Any emails that flow in through our website or any like the show or whatnot, he directs them to one of the other guys. So Thomas, he's our basically our I can't think of the word. Customer liaison. I don't even know what the word is. I don't know. I'm trying to think of the word, but he basically deals with anybody that has questions, specific questions about certain, rules and regulations of the event, any complaints or comments or information. He's the guy that it gets passed to. And then we have Dave Lofgren, who's our financial advisor. So he's the guy that says, no, you can't buy that. Or, yeah, let's do it. But anyways, he's a really great guy, and he helps us keeps us on track as far as that goes. But so we all work together. We all kind of have our roles, and you'll see us. I mean, we that intermingles. You'll see us all on, the social media. You'll see Thomas, Dave, and Matt all on there, having conversations and liking posts and saying thank you to all the new members, that kind of stuff. You'll see us all over the place, but we all kind of have a designated role, which makes it a lot easier to run this. So
yeah, are you going to have like on the Digstock events Facebook page? Will you have a list of all the vendors in case somebody wants to maybe buy a detector, pinpointer, or something? And maybe they need to buy an Excalibur shovel or something.
Yeah, so we're actually we're a full line dealer now too. So we run we do all manufacturer dealers like you guys over down in Florida. So at our events, we're the exclusive vendor of metal detectors, that type of thing. But we also bring in a lot of small companies that have products that are used by the different hobbies that we support. So we bring in like a magnet fishing company that has magnets and they can show off their bears. They donate stuff for us to give away to folks, shovels, different things that we all use in our everyday treasure hunting adventures. We bring those guys in to also get, number one, we're helping support another local business or small business, but we're also getting them exposure to the people that they want to see most and the people that they cater to most. So we're always happy to get new sponsors on. So there's actually a page on our website for that too. If you want to become a sponsor, there's a little information thing there. You put your info in, tell us what you do, why you do it, and we'll be happy to reach out and see if you're a good fit.
Very, very good. I tell you what, we've reached the end. It's been an hour already.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it flies right by. So anybody out there, if you want any information, you can get up with us at Treasure Talk Show, or you can get up with Pete at Digstock Events, and info@digstockevents.com, correct? And he will post that on the Treasure Talk page, and we'll get everything out there for everybody. Get your information, make your plans, come to Digstock. You're not going to regret it.
It's going to be a great time. So thank you guys so much for having me on. I really appreciate it. I hope that some people out there that may have not had the information have some more information to make a better decision on if Digstock is for you. But if you have any questions or anything, like you said, give us a shout on any of our social media platforms. We'll be happy to reach back out to you as soon as we can, and hope to see you guys out there.
Well, good. We'll get you back on in February so we can talk more closely about the
Mhm.
March Digstock. So let's take care of that. And I'll be getting up with you, Pete. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. You're always a wealth of information, and I just can't wait to get to Digstock.
Awesome, guys.
So,
It's great talking with you. Take care.
thanks. Liz, thanks for sitting in for the guru.
My pleasure. My pleasure.
Yeah.
I hope I somewhat filled in his shoes.
Oh, I think you did well. I think you did good. So that's it for us tonight. Now, Thursday night at 8 p.m. on Treasure Tales, you will see, not Phil, will be with me as well. And that show, our guest is going to be Gypsy. So join us 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, Thursday night for Treasure Tales with Gypsy. So that being said, happy hunting and dig deeper. Thanks, everybody, and good night.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.